Alrighty, guys, what is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing all right on this beautiful Thursday evening. Hope you guys are doing all right. Like I said, we got ourselves a lot of updates here for today for you guys, as we are expecting numerous impacts of weather, not just in terms of severe weather, not just in potential terms of tropics. We've had all the wildfires recently. Dude, it's been crazy. Crazy. But what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go and see who is here for today. We got ourselves Marcus. We have Penny. We have Catnado Gaming. Let's see here. We also have TRG. Jace, I think, and Noah. Let's see here. We have Griffin, Kim. What's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing good out there. So, anyways, but whenever it comes to it, you guys, like I said, we obviously do have ourselves a pretty big update here, talking about severe weather, because we do have an event that is coming in soon. We're gonna need to watch out here, mostly for Saturday. Actually, this Saturday. You know, we actually mentioned this the other day. There's gonna be a good potential out there for severe weather. Across Oklahoma and Texas, as we were discussing. This threat has actually moved its way into central and northern Louisiana. Also portions here of like southern Arkansas we're going to need to watch out for. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and hop you guys over here to the Storm Prediction Center to talk about that risk here for Saturday. There you go. Big old slight risk. A severe threat level 2 out of 5. So overall, we got a pretty big day here scheduled for Saturday. Now, I do plan on being live. I will be live for you guys here on Saturday in order to cover all of this as of right now. Now, whenever it comes to it, the Storm Prediction Center does actually talk about the potential for a few supercells. Now, if you don't know what a supercell is a rotating thunderstorm. And obviously, where there's rotation, there's a chance for tornadoes. So in terms of things, we are seeing the potential for tornadoes out there, and also isolated very large hail. So in terms of, damaging winds, it could be also a possibility. Seems like all hazards will be on the table here for Saturday across portions of the southern plains. Once again, northeast Texas, got to keep an eye on it. Southeastern Oklahoma, kind of southern Oklahoma. Southwestern Arkansas, central northern Louisiana, and even west central portions here of Mississippi should be watching out for this, as, like I said, we are seeing a pretty big slight risk out there. Now, following days after here for, like, Sunday, we don't have anything going on right now. Anything past Saturday, we don't have any risk out there, which is definitely some good news. Here for tomorrow, we actually have a slight risk across portions of the panhandle of Oklahoma. Tornado probability is not expected, so that's good news. We're not expecting anything for tornadoes. Main concern is damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Anyways, let's see. They just dropped all slight risk and marginal risk today, says TRG. Did they just update it? I guess they did, didn't they? Let's see. 3 minutes ago. Still showing slight risk. We'll continue to watch that. Yeah, it'll update here in a second. Let's see here. Swizzy, thank you for the $1 super chat. Greatly appreciated. Super nice of you. Thank you, Swizzy. Greatly appreciated. Big shout out goes to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Means a lot. Really helps out. Thank you so much for that. Now, like I said, today we actually did have a risk across Texas. We're talking like areas towards San Antonio, Austin area, maybe kind of there towards Houston region. But overall, as of right now, there's really not much activity going on right now. Which, like I said, TRG just said they just dropped all slight and marginal risk today. So that should be good to go. We should be good now in terms of that. Let's see, Catnado says, yeah, they did. Gotcha. Well, that's good. So we no longer do have that risk out here. Okay, so I know a lot of the people are joining here wondering, okay, well, what's going on with this tropical system and stuff like that, well, the model's still showing it GFS. Like I said, we've been doing updates on this for like the last, like literally like the last 5 days or so. I mean, the support from the model has been at least like 5 days or so, 5, 6, 7 days. I mean, nearly a week of GFS supporting this potential hurricane here. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the latest GFS has to say. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys my opinion on it after we look at this really quickly. So, we track our way down in time. Now, obviously, this is still several days out, not until like the 16th, 17th, and 18th. As you notice, there's a low-pressure system, in this case, possibly a tropical storm, that works its way between portions of western Cuba and the eastern Yucatan Peninsula. Now, according to the GFS, it will track its way into the Gulf of Mexico and possibly pick up some strength. Now, in terms of where this is going to end up, it is really unknown right now. There is no way of telling right now where this thing is going to end up, if, even will. It's funny because the latest model now shows it hitting portions of southern Mexico, and the previous model has it going straight up through, like, Texas here. So you can kind of see how the models are a little, obviously a little bit wonky whenever it comes to the landfall. But if you look at the GFS over the last several runs, note that every run is 6 hours in between each other. And you can see for the last several runs, for the last several days, we are continuing to see that potential support there of that tropical system here, which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little bit better on that. As you can see right here, it's been popping up for like days now, guys. I mean, days and days and days. Continuing to pop up there in the models. Now, it kind of seems like, according to the GFS, it kind of took out this other system, that other potential tropical system that could have formed in the Eastern Pacific. That's kind of seemed to be ruled out here for the most part. But I tell you what, in terms of the main system here, in terms of that, that potential tropical cyclone, it's still strong. It's still going strong. Still is going real strong. So, now just as a precautionary measure, now this could, just let you guys know, this can definitely still change. This could completely cancel out. But, honestly, I'm getting more and more confident that this could actually happen. And now whenever it comes to it, just as a reminder to you guys, if you live anywhere along the Gulf Coast right now, I would monitor the progression of the system, as it could impact somewhere for late next week, if not early week after. Like I said, this is extremely far out, but we've been seeing tons and tons of support on this system here for days now. Like I said, days at this point. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we've already been seeing this in the models for like a week now, which is crazy, which is really crazy, for an extended range GFS. I mean, at this point, the tropical system's forming almost in the middle model here, almost in the mid-range, which is only like 10 days out or so, kind of, a week and a half-ish out. So within the next week and a half, we should start to get the development, which, like I said, you know me. You guys know me. I don't like looking too far in the future unless I see some serious support, in which it might be there. It might be there. Let's see here. I'm very late to this. Working on my tropical season outlook. Got you, TRG. Glad to have you here, man. But yes, we're going to continue watching it. And like I said, obviously, to my friend, if you guys live along the coast here of the Gulf Coast, just like I said, I'm not warning you guys of a system right now, but I'm letting you know that there is some potential of a potential tropical system that could happen further down in time. And so if you live across the Gulf Coast, I would honestly say that you should be preparing for this. Just make sure you know where everything is at. Make sure you know where, all of your, like I said, know where all of your safety equipment is, first aid kit, all your important documents, papers, stuff like that. Just make sure you have them in that safe spot and know where to go, obviously, in case of that. But yeah, we'll continue watching it. Let's see. Proxy with a $50 donation. Holy cow. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. A $50 donation from Proxy. Proxy, thank you so much for that. That is awesome. Proxy, we love you. Thank you so much for that. From the bottom of my heart, that means a lot. It really does. Thank you, Proxy. So much for that. That is awesome. Proxy, we love you. Thank you. Cannot say it enough at this point. So seriously, thank you so much for that. That is so awesome. Thank you, Proxy. Let's see here. Howdy, Andrew, mods, and the fan. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. Once again, thank you so much for that. Greatly, greatly appreciated. You absolutely rock. Like, that's crazy. Proxy, thank you. Anyways, but like I said, we are watching here, if you just now joined in, Proxy, we're still continuing to watch this potential tropical system here that's going to be developing, or potentially could develop here for late next week. Like I said, if you don't know, we've been actually watching this on the models for like a week now, essentially. Like I said, I really don't like going really far down in time. You guys know that. But unless, like I said, from what I've been seeing with this thing, at first it kind of started off as a joke, and now it's kind of going on too far, essentially. It kind of started off as, oh, look at what GFS is doing. It's kind of pulling a funny here. And then next thing you know, it's continuing to support this a week later. So it's like, what? What's going on here? So, but like I said, just as an early heads up, just as a little nudge to my friends who lives across the Gulf, just watch it. Watch the progression of it. Don't put it on your number one priority list. Just keep it in the back burner. Just don't let it disrupt your everyday life right now. Just continue on what you normally would do. And like I said, if it becomes to the point where it does seem like it's going to be a big problem, then obviously I will let you know. I'll really let you guys know about it once it actually becomes a solid and a very clear indicated threat. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. Let's see, Monica here with a $5 super chat. You guys are super sweet tonight. Thank you so much, Monica, for the 5. Thank you absolutely so much. Super sweet of you guys. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you guys. Once again, thank you, Monica, Proxy. Thank you guys absolutely so much. Also, Swizzy, can't forget about you either. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel here. Means a lot. Helps out a lot. Thank you so much. Let's see. Did I see it going into the Eastern Carolinas? It says tabletop. No, I don't think so. Essentially, but things could change. I'm not saying it's going to be set in stone to go into golf, but that's definitely where it seems like it wants to go according to the models. I mean, look at that. The last several, like I said, each frame you see me move to, this is a 6-hour difference. So basically this is a new model every 6 hours. So we're way back in, this is actually a couple days back here. And so here's a new model, continuing to track in time. And you see it consistently popping up somewhere along the Caribbean, somewhere along the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of Mexico in general. But you can see how it really hops around, and that's really going to show you that the track is still very much unknown. Very, very much unknown. And like I said, if I was to give this a percentage now, I've been doing this for like the last 3 days. I've been giving it a percentage in terms of what do I think the percentage of this forming is. Yesterday, I think I said 35%. I'm going to have to go with at least a 40% chance of this forming at this point. The reason I'm calling it 40 and not 50 right now, I still need to see some more information on it. I still need to watch some of the models. I mean, for example, a big reason of why that number might be so low after continuous, models supporting this is the fact that not all models are supporting this. Like I said, the GFS was the main American model, and that was the main model in terms of Hurricane. In terms of the system anyways. That's what the GFS was saying for days and days and days now. Now here's the European model in terms of the latest outlook here. I mean, we go all the way down in time for the 18th. That's around the time when GFS was showing the system start to kick off, and we're not seeing hardly anything according to that. So overall, it's still a little bit unknown here. I tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see. We're going to hop down to 12Z. So this is, we're going to take this really far down in time. Now, I will say, according to the European model, it still does show a decent supply of moisture, which could, obviously, if there wasn't here, let me actually fit this to the screen for you guys, make it look a little better. But according to the European model, it does show this area. You see all that blue, kind of that greenish blue? It does show a bit of moisture that could be available. And when taking a look at the when taking a look at the GFS, you can see how much more of that moisture is abundant. You can see how there's a lot more of that blue, that greenish blue. So according to the American GFS, it shows a lot more moisture than comparing to the European model, which obviously we're going to drop down to that point, which you can see how that still supports a little bit of moisture, but not as much, as more drier air seems present according to this model. So, but yeah, we'll watch it. Let's see. Patrick says your model is usually the best for hurricanes. Yeah, it's statistically it's known to be the most accurate model in terms of European model, but just because it's the most accurate does not mean you can take it alone. You cannot just look at that model alone. The GFS, the model we're looking at right now, is also a really good and sometimes reliable model. But like I said, anytime we see something in the long range here, it's like, essentially it's like, we need to see more models support it before we can just really pull the plug and be like, yep, this is gonna happen. I need to see more models say this before I can really say this is going to be a big problem. But, say the least, it's definitely got my attention. It has definitely got my attention here. And like I said, this has been in the models for like the last week, or in the GFS model for like the last week, and it's still going strong. Not really showing any signs of stopping. I think a big difference is between what the GFS, this model showing the big system, and the European model not necessarily showing it, is due to the fact of not much moisture. Which, like I said, you can still see a little bit of that moisture available for for the potential of tropical activity, but just not enough, to really do anything too crazy. So. Unless the European model starts changing, otherwise, like I said, we'll have to just kind of leave this on the back burner for now, and we'll definitely update you guys in the future in terms of this. So, like I said, you guys know I've been going live here every night ever since this has been happening in order to give you guys updates. Tell you what, there's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings popping off here in Montana right now. Let's go take a look at this. So let's see. We got some quarter-size hail. Seems like all of it's quarter-size hail potential, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Interesting. Let's see. Wyatt says, what would its name be? It would be starting with a B, obviously. We've already had Arlene. Let me look that up for you. 23-3 Atlantic hurricane season name. So first is Arlene, second is Brett. This storm would be Brett if it was to form. Unless some other magical tropical storm pops up before this one even potentially occurs. It's probably going to be named Brett. If not, it'll be Cindy. So here's actually the hurricane season names. I figured you guys actually might think this is pretty interesting, which I'm going to go ahead and show y'all real quickly. So here is the latest, the names for this year's hurricane season. So we've already had Arlene. That already happened in the Gulf a couple days ago. We watched that. Then we have Brett, Cindy, Don, Emily, Franklin, Gert, Harold. I'll have to figure out how to pronounce a lot of these, but there you go. I don't even think we'll get all the way to like W names or anything like that, but I don't think we'll get this far into this hurricane season because, like I said, we have that El Nino, which typical El Ninos. Basically warmer Pacifical equator surface temperatures of the ocean is warmer than normal. That typically does not support as active of a hurricane season for the Atlantic. So in terms of that, alone, I don't think we're going to see an above active season. I think it's going to be right at normal. That's kind of what the Hurricane Center was also kind of going with in terms of saying that, that kind of seems to be the biggest likelihood is just kind of more of a normal hurricane season for this year. But, we'll have to see. I mean, 2020, 2021, and 2022 was fairly active. Last year was not too impactful, meaning there wasn't really that many storms that really impacted the U.S. I think there was only like two storms that impacted the U.S. last year. I don't think there's really many of them. Let's see. Let's see here. 2022 hurricane season. Let's see. I want to pull up the map here, see how many. Because I know there is Ian and there was it Nicole? I was actually in Florida when Nicole happened, which Nicole to me was not that bad. Let's see. Here we go. So here is the official track from last year's storms here. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. But yeah, I mean, like I said, last year we really didn't have too many of them impact the U.S. Which, let me go ahead and switch you all over here. So there we go. So that's that. So that was last year's tropical system. Obviously, the worst of it was Ian, because Ian went straight through Western Cuba. Really, it seemed like Western Cuba didn't really phase it at all either. It's like I said, what's weird is that, or for tropical storms, what's really important is Cuba's geography. On the western side of Cuba, they have a lot of mountain ranges, and any type of tropical system rolls its way, kind of how Ian did. Essentially, typically you see a bit of, weakening. But in this case, it didn't seem to phase it. It didn't seem to phase Ian at all. In which, like I said, obviously Ian did make landfall in southwest Florida, south here of St. Petersburg. It was about 50 miles south of St. Petersburg, essentially. Then went across, and then actually made a secondary landfall there in the Carolinas, which was something else. It just impacted Florida. It actually picked up a little bit of strength and then slammed right there into portions of, the Carolinas, kind of northeastern South Carolina from what it was. And obviously Nicole, a couple weeks later, basically, hit from the west side, which I was actually in that yellow zone there, which was a tropical storm area. But I was in that. It was crazy, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't that crazy. For me, anyways. I mean, obviously the East Coast folks out there, towards like, Cocoa Beach, those areas, they got hit harder than I did, more inland. But anyways, let's see here. Jenny with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jenny. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for the kind support tonight. You guys absolutely rock. We love you. Thank you so much. Once again, Jenny, thank you so much for that. Wyatt says, I was in Nicole, moved to Florida after Ian. Gotcha. So it sounds like you went to Florida whenever I did, because I actually have family that lives in Florida. My girlfriend lives in Florida, and my brother lives in Florida. And so I was going down there to visit him for a while, and just literally as I was driving, or as I was riding down to Florida, I was looking at the Hurricane Center, and that's whenever I saw the cone, pointed right at us. I was like, great. As soon as I got here, we were already seeing our hurricane. But I was, knowing me, the weather guy I am, I was in love with it. I was like, please, please happen. That would be so cool. But anyways, let's see here. But once again, thank you so much, Jenny. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Hello, USA from France. What's up, Manu? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Hope all is well with you. But yeah. But like I said, it's definitely been, it's definitely been a really active season, or pretty active season last year. Let's see here. Let's see. The Veggie Gardener with a $20 super. Are you serious? Veggie Gardener, thank you so much for that. Thank you, absolutely. From the bottom of my heart, Veggie Gardener, thank you so much for the 20. That is super nice of you. Thank you so much, you guys. Y'all rock. We love you. Thank you so much. Veggie Gardener, huge shout out. Everyone, please give Veggie Gardener a big thank you. That seriously means a lot. Thank you so much for supporting us. You rock. Thank you. But anyways, like I said, in terms of, the hurricane season this year, I kind of just think it's going to be kind of normal. Let's see here. I think the forecast from the Hurricane Center this year says 40% chance of near normal, 30% chance of an above, and 30% chance of below. So they're kind of saying near normal seems to be the good probability. That was updated on May 25th of this year. So that was according to the latest from the Hurricane Center. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, but yeah. But once again, thank you so much, Veggie. So far, got to give a big shout out to our supporters for today. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Veggie Gardener, Jenny, Monica, Proxy, and Swizzy. Thank you guys so much for that. Super sweet for you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really does mean a lot to us. Anyways, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. We're going to be here for you guys. It actually looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning just got issued for Montana. We're going to go ahead and take a look over here in Montana. Yeah, so there still is a few lingering severe thunderstorms that's existing out here in eastern Montana right now. Over here towards, like West Glendive. I think it's, Glendive areas. Seems relatively stationary, hardly moving. I think the main concern out here is just maybe some small hail up to quarter size and, maybe even a little bit of, maybe a few gusty winds up to 60 mile an hour could be possible, but most of this is hardly moving at all. Anyways, but that's that. What's up, Bush? Hope you're doing good. See, Megadeth Super Extreme Hurricane 9,000 all season. Dear God, dude. Hey, no, I'm not Norman. Only Bush would get that one. Dude, I don't wonder what even happened to that dude. Anyways, let's see. Veggies got much channel. Thank you so much. Let's see. End of tornado season is so tornado season, I mean, typically usually goes on until around, end of May, essentially. But there can be tornadoes year round. I mean, even January, December, we've seen in previous experiences. That was you guys, if you remember 2021 December, that was pretty gnarly. But yeah, I mean, typically, they can happen any time of the year. They can, but in typical, fashion, tornado season doesn't really end until basically late May. But yeah, yep, essentially. Bush knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's see here. Andrew, say my name again. Does it Tempest? I remember you say the 7 stand for a T. Anyways, let's see here. Alrighty, let's see. A little bit concerned for Houston might have a hurricane, or what might have a hurricane. Major hurricane looking like Houston. Yeah, like I said, don't trust what the GFS is saying right now. Once again, we do not have enough information from other models. Like I said, literally the GFS is the only model that's talking about this right now. But what the interesting thing is though, is the fact that this has been talked about for days now. This has been talked about for I'd say nearly a week in the GFS at this point, which is crazy. See, the climate forecast system, let's see here. Lit up this month. June should be interesting, assuming we get out of this drought. True. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been in the drought, actually, especially in Florida. We had that drought a while ago in Florida, because I remember when I was down there, it was actually abnormally dry. Let's see. I'm actually going to look at that. I remember the Central Plains. Yeah, look at this. Here, I'm going to go and show you this. So I want to go and show you guys here. Here's the drought monitor. You can really see how the Central Plains, like Kansas, Nebraska, is really illuminated here in the exponential droughts. Kind of the top of the scale here. It's just very, very dry across these regions. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. It seems like conditions have improved across some areas in Florida. I was actually in West Central Florida, in a town called Lakeland. I'm sure some of you guys who live in Florida know where Lakeland's at, but it's in here's Polk County, big old county, and this is where I was in. So basically, yeah, pretty much Central Florida, essentially kind of West Central Florida is where I was, and at the time being when I was down there last year, it was or beginning of this year, it was fairly, it was fairly dry. It was, but it seems like conditions have actually improved. I've been watching the map here for a while. It seems like things have gotten a little better. So that's that. Let's see here. Penny says, what is the GFS? So the GFS is an American computer weather model. It stands for Global Forecast System, and it is it's an American model. It's a bunch of supercomputers that project the future weather patterns in terms of what they could look like down in time. And you might know what a weather model is, but it's a type of weather model. It is a weather model. Let's see here. I'm from Lakeland. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, that's actually where my brother lives out there. And I'm going to be moving to Florida here probably later this year from what it looks like. So we'll see. But anyways, like I said, you guys, if y'all have any questions, anything that you'd like to talk about here, if there's anything that, you'd like me to go over in terms of the weather. Like I said, also, taking a break here away from the tropics here. Like I said, we do actually have like I said, we actually do have a pretty decent severe weather event happening here. Here for Saturday. So everybody out here, here, I'm going to show you guys real quickly. Gonna make that look a little better for y'all. So to my friends that you guys live in Northeast Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, South, kind of southern, southwestern Arkansas, central northern Louisiana, and even west central Mississippi, we actually are seeing another shot, or actually finally a shot for severe weather. Looks like my camera froze there. Anyways, but give that a second, it'll pop back up. Usually does. But like I said, whenever it comes to it, it does look like we're going to have a potential here for severe weather on Saturday. And like I said, according to the Storm Prediction Center, they did mention a few supercells are possible, which if you don't know what a supercell is, you might have heard about it, but you don't know exactly what they are. Like I said, a supercell is just simply a rotating thunderstorm in which, where there's rotation, there could be a potential for tornadoes. So the fact they mentioned supercells does tell us that there could be some tornadic activity inside these storms. They also really wanted to say that isolated very large hail could be possible. And whenever they say, quote unquote, very large hail, they could mean significant hail. What I mean by significant is potentially 2 inches in diameter or larger. So we might have a significant threat. And actually, the more I look at it, we do. Right here for the Dallas area. Yep, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, Garland, Texas, those areas. Yeah, we got ourselves a hatch risk. We call this a hatch risk or a significant risk. And it does look like that we do have that significance. So, I guarantee you, they said very large hail. Guarantee you that's what it's for. Let's see here. See you later, Moo. See you. We can't afford Houston getting hit by a big hurricane. Well, right now you don't got to worry about that. Like I said, if when the time comes, I will let you know when to breathe. When to brace. If somehow magically a tropical system was pointing in the direction of Houston, but as of right now, not really. Yeah, as of right now, like I said, the reason we really mention this here is, like I said, continuous support here between the model from the last several days. And like I said, just as a little bit of a nudge, like I said, not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to take action, but like I said, if you live across the Gulf Coast, just put this on the back burner. Just keep an eye on it for the next several days. If things change, things change. But if they continue to show what they're showing here, and if other models start picking it up, then that's when we need to start really starting to get looking into the system a lot more. But anyways, yep. But like I said, honestly, it's been popping up. It's definitely interesting. It definitely is. Anyways, let's see here. Could I check Alberta radars? Apparently had a few. See, apparently wildfires broke out a few hours ago. Big ones. Was that Alberta? Is that in Canada? Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, Alberta, Canada. That's right. Let's see here. Let me see what I can do for you. Because, some of the programs... Is this what you're talking about? This Alberta? Out here somewhere? Let's see. Yeah, correlation coefficient really shows wildfires pretty well. Yeah, that's a storm out there. Yeah, a lot of the wildfires have been out here in basically eastern Canada, essentially. Let's see. Yeah. The other day we did see some of those on the radar, but they're not really there now. Let's see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and hop y'all over here to I'm going to hop you guys over here to the satellite, the visible satellite, so you guys can actually see what the smoke looks like now. Like I said, I did a YouTube short this morning going over some of those areas in terms of what things look like this morning. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. No, you can still... Wow, dude. You can really see that smoke now still. Here, look at this. Look at all that. Going across portions here of Iowa. I'm going to go fit this and make it look a little better. But, you can actually see it going through Kentucky, even right where I'm at. It's pretty smoky. Let's see here. Southeast. Yeah, earlier I even seen some out there in, yeah, look at that. Starting into Florida now, too. Out there in the Florida Panhandle, you can actually see that slight discolorization there. All through Mississippi, all through Georgia, North South Carolina. You got Virginia. Yeah, a lot of the southeast, a lot of the Tennessee, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic regions are covered in this right now. My dad, he lives out in Virginia, where I was born, obviously, and he was telling me you can actually smell the smoke, which is crazy. Which Jenny, Jenny, I believe you were in Virginia too. You live out there by my dad, so you probably be able to, tell us if that's the case or not too. But I mean, you can see all of it. I mean, you can definitely tell what's the difference between a cloud and what's the difference between what's the difference between a cloud and smoke. I mean, obviously you can see the clouds are a lot, like literally very, very visibly white. And then, of course, you have the smoke that's, that kind of, tannish color you can kind of see. So, I mean, you could definitely see that. Let's see here. Hey, what about me? I'm in Virginia. Yeah, no, look at that. So you can see it's over you. I mean, you can really see where you can really see where all that smoke is whenever it comes to sunset. You can really see that. I mean, here's the sunset. Obviously it's changing from visible to infrared, and you can actually see how right there on the horizon line. The sun's going down here. You can actually really see where all that smoke's at. I mean, you can still see it coming from Canada right now. It's still coming down. This is probably going to be here for, I'd say, at least a couple of days still. Let's see, will there be an enhanced risk for Saturday? It's, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but there's no way of telling right now if they're going to pull an enhance or not. Obviously, I'm not the Storm Prediction Center. If I could tell you that there will be one, I would tell you that, but I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I think large hail does. I mean, obviously, they did mention that large hail will be a big concern, and who knows if it could go significant enough to actually be warranted to an enhanced risk. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, I wouldn't say it's impossible. Let's see here. But anyways, let's see here. Iowa, yes, Iowa, and Kentucky. Yep. Yeah, I mean it's all across the plains now too. I mean it's going over like areas here all the way through Missouri even. There's kind of like these really thick bands here. Let me actually move you all back over here. Yeah, there's actually like these really thick bands you can see going through like Illinois. Some cutting through like Iowa. Missouri, like St. Louis. I mean, you can see St. Louis is kind of in this little thick cloud of it. Also there towards like, let's see, where's that? Yeah, Des Moines, kind of east of Des Moines, essentially. But it's there. It's there. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. We can't let our students out on the playground. Oh, wow. So they did that. Holy cow. Gotcha. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. We've been live here for about 40 minutes. So if you guys have any final questions, feel free to let us know. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Divine says, let's see. Can you come to my birthday party on June 10th? I don't think I'd be able to make it, Divine. Thank you for asking, though. Let's see. So I'm scared for Canada, but how with the fire? Like I said, there's several fires. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of them. Tons and tons and tons of fires. Yeah, like I said, there's a whole big fire outbreak happening in Canada right now. They got a lot of work to do to cover all. They got a lot of work to do out there. I haven't heard anything on it if they're actually doing much about it. I don't know if they're. I mean, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're fighting it, but I just haven't heard much on it, if they are or not. I'll see. LNA says good night from Kansas. Kansas. We'll see you later. Let's see here. Let's see here. Thank you, Drew. You're very welcome. No problem. See, thanks for the tropics update. You are very, very welcome. See, any severe weather recently in Lafayette, Louisiana? Not right now. But like I said, Saturday looks possible there in Louisiana. So heads up in Louisiana. Yeah, mostly towards like Shreveport. I would keep an eye on it. You can actually see right there, like towards Shreveport. I would watch it. Could be in the risk area, so we'll need to keep an eye on it. Alrighty, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and head off here. Once again, I got to give a big thank you to our donators for today. You guys were extremely generous. I have to give you guys, once again, a big, big thank you. A serious thank you goes to Proxy, Monica, Jenny, let's see, Veggie Gardener, as well as Swizzy. Thank you guys so, so much for your kind donations. You guys absolutely rock. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart, you guys, for supporting the channel. It really means a lot. Like I said, if you guys would like to, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you have not already, and follow us on Twitter at NWW1162. Like I said, obviously we're on Twitter. If you want to send any photos of any severe weather, then like I said, whenever we do go live, I'll relay that and stuff. But like I said, Just thank you for joining us. Make sure to leave a like on the way out here. It'd be greatly appreciated. Helps out the channel, everything like that. And all right, you guys. Well, once again, thank you all absolutely so much for joining us. You guys absolutely rock. And we'll catch you guys here later on tomorrow. The stream's gonna head off here in 2 minutes, so you guys can go ahead and say goodbye to your friends and family who's in the chat. And all right, my friends. Well, y'all take care, and we'll catch you guys here later on tomorrow. Once again, much love, you guys. Catch you guys later on. Peace out, my friends. See you tomorrow.
Showers and thunderstorms. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Your coastal waters forecast for the KHB 32 listening area for the following marine location: coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs out 20 to 60 nautical miles. Issued at 8:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Tonight, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less, then around 2 feet after midnight. Isolated showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Friday, west winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet in the morning, then 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Friday night, west winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Saturday, west winds around 5 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Saturday night, west winds around 5 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Sunday, south winds around 5 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Sunday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Monday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Monday night, west winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Tuesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Synopsis: southwest flow will continue through Friday with scattered morning showers.